a former Open champion, a major winner, and he's choosing to stay home. Royal Birkdale, one of the most iconic courses in golf, is hosting the Open Championship this year, and one of its former champions won't be there. Not because of injury, not because of a suspension, but because of a personal decision that's left fans stunned. He's got a legitimate reason, and he's finally speaking out about it. So why would a player, someone who's held the claret jug, skip the biggest tournament in golf? Let's hear his explanation, because it might surprise you. Who is the former Open champion? Let's start with the man himself. He's a former Open champion, someone who's tasted the ultimate glory in golf. He's lifted the claret jug, posed with the trophy on the 18th green, and etched his name into the history books. But he's also a player who's been through a lot since that victory. Injuries, form slumps, personal challenges, and the relentless grind of professional golf. He's not the same player he was when he won. But he's still a competitor, still a fighter, still someone who loves the game. So when news broke that he was skipping Royal Birkdale, people were shocked. This isn't some journeyman who's struggling to make cuts. This is a major champion, a player who belongs at the Open. But here's the thing, he has his reasons. And they're not what you might expect. He's not running from the challenge. He's making a conscious decision. And that decision says a lot about who he is as a person, not just as a golfer. Why did he decide to skip? So what's the reason? According to the champion himself, it's a mix of several factors, and none of them are about being afraid of the course. First, there's the timing. The Open at Royal Birkdale comes at a brutal point in the season. For players who've been grinding since January, the body is tired, the mind is exhausted, and the motivation can start to wane. He's been open about the fact that his body isn't what it used to be. Second, there's the course itself. Royal Birkdale is one of the toughest links courses in the world. It demands precision, patience, and a level of ball striking that even the best players struggle with. For a former champion who knows exactly what it takes to win there, the thought of going back without being at 100% is daunting. Third, there's the personal side. He's talked about wanting to spend more time with his family, about valuing the moments off the course more than the moments on it. It's a perspective that only comes with age and experience, and it's one that's becoming more common among veteran players. He's also hinted at wanting to focus on specific tournaments that mean more to him. Quality over quantity. He'd rather play fewer events and be fully prepared than show up to a major and embarrass himself. Is this part of a bigger trend? Here's where the conversation gets interesting. Because this former Open champion isn't alone. More and more veteran players are picking and choosing their schedules carefully. The PGA Tour season is longer than ever. The FedEx Cup playoffs, the signature events, the majors, the international tournaments. It's a relentless calendar that wears down even the youngest players. For veterans, it's even harder. We've seen players like Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, and others skip events to preserve their bodies. It's become common practice. But skipping a major, that's still rare. And that's why his decision is making headlines. Some say it's a sign of the times. Players are prioritizing longevity over legacy. They're thinking about their health, their families, and their post-golf lives. The days of playing every single event are long gone. Others say it's a sign of declining competitive fire. That if you're not hungry enough to play the Open, you're not hungry enough to compete at all. But that's an unfair take. This is a player who's been through the wars. He knows what it takes to win. And he knows when he's not ready. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. The reaction from fans and fellow players. The reaction has been mixed, and that's putting it mildly. On one side, you've got fans who are disappointed. They wanted to see him play. They wanted to cheer him on. They wanted to watch him walk those fairways one more time. For them, his absence is a loss for the tournament. On the other side, you've got people who respect his decision. They understand that golf is a grueling sport. They know that his body has been through a lot. And they appreciate that he's making a choice that's best for him. His fellow players have been supportive too. Several have reached out privately, and some have even spoken publicly. They know how hard it is to compete at the highest level. They know the toll it takes. And they respect anyone who makes a decision with their long-term health in mind. But there's also been some criticism. A few pundits have questioned his commitment. They've said that skipping the Open is a sign that he's mentally checked out. That he's content with his past glory and doesn't want to risk tarnishing it. That's harsh, and probably unfair. But in the world of golf media, controversy sells. And this story has plenty of it. What this means for his legacy. So what does skipping Royal Birkdale mean for his legacy? The short answer, probably not much. He's already a major champion. He's already won the Open. He's already proven himself on the biggest stage. One missed tournament, even a major, doesn't change that. But in the minds of some fans, it might. There's a perception that champions should play. That they owe it to the fans and the tournament to show up. That skipping a major is a sign of disrespect. That's an emotional argument, but it's not a fair one. Golf is a job. It's a physically demanding, mentally draining, emotionally exhausting job. And sometimes, the best decision is to step back. His legacy will be defined by what he did on the course, not what he chose to skip. And if he comes back next year and wins again, this decision will be forgotten. But if he never wins another major, this will be seen as the moment he started to fade. It's a harsh reality, but it's the truth.